Several communities across California are preparing for trouble as the record Sierra snowfall starts to melt. They're especially concerned about Lake Tulare, a natural lake that was drained years ago to make way for farms. Well, that lake reappeared this year and now threatens entire towns. Our Tom Bakar is here now with the afternoon update from the Department of Water Resources. Tom, what are they saying?
Well, I'll tell you one thing before that. This is going to become a big tourist attraction. Tulare Lake was once not only California's largest freshwater lake, it was the largest lake west of the Mississippi, second largest in the country. The storms and now the snowmelt are making it large once again, since the water really has nowhere else to go. We haven't seen this much water in Tulare Lake since the early 1980s. Cochran, population just under 23,000, half of those incarcerated in the state prison. It could be flooded if protective levees fail or are overtopped. Lake Tulare, if it ever gets full, scientific mapping shows that it could also engulf the fast-growing town of Stratford, population 1,115, Alpaugh, population 935, and Allensworth, population 533. And now the heating melting process is getting a boost from warmer mountain weather.
About 10 degrees above average for this time of year. So towards the end of the week, we're going to see things warm up. And with that warm up comes more snowmelt.
Somewhat surprising, officials really don't know how big the lake currently is. That has a huge impact on the amount of water dams can release from reservoirs to make way for the snowmelt.
Eventually, there is a risk that the reservoir releases will exceed channel capacity. It will not be as large as it was in early March with those storms.
Now, the only figure that they could come up with is 300,000 acres. That equates to about 470 square miles, or a huge patch of prime farmland, 22 miles by 22 miles. But that's a critical number to know if the state and federal governments are going to be able to assist folks, farms, and towns fight floods as the lake grows ever larger with snowmelt. Tom Bakar, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, so Tom, this was a natural lake. They drained it and then it filled back up again. Has this ever happened before?
It's actually happened several times over the years, but it hasn't been this big since 1982 and 83. And as a very young reporter, I was down there back in 1982 and 83, and it was so large when we took a helicopter up. Now, admittedly, we had a little bit of a ceiling there. You couldn't even see across it because we couldn't get high enough to do that. But it's a remarkable difference now, because back then it was just a lot of farms, mostly cotton farms. And now it's got those towns there, it's got a lot of people, and it's got a lot of infrastructure, and that could be a significant problem. The one benefit, though, it's going to help charge the underground aquifers.
All right. Personal experience. Tom Bakar, thank you.